My children are in bed. Yes, all four of them. But I wanted to touch base with you because it has been a while. So I had my twins. I have 3-month-old boy-girl twins. Their names are Russell and Rosalie. They're doing great. It's been a whirlwind. I don't want to share too much about them, but they're doing really well. We're adjusting to being a family of four. It's been a lot. Twins is a lot. My hands are full a lot, literally all the time. But I'm surrounded by good family, good friends, a lot of support emotionally, and just really, it's kind of starting to level out. They're actually almost 4 months old now, but it's starting to level out. I have them on a somewhat of a sleep schedule. It's just kind of, I didn't have another choice at this point, and it was kind of weird because it's just so different than how it was when my first two were newborns, and this whole stage. So I don't know. I'm really grateful though. Still have to get them baptized. So my first one, we didn't get baptized till she was about 4 months old, and second born, she was, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. So it is time. I do need to contact the priest. We're at the point where it's like, okay, I feel comfortable now traveling and like doing the things. So that's definitely something that needs to be on my list. But I'll tell you what I've been reading lately has been homesteading books. So I was recently referred to Roots and Refuge. They have a YouTube channel that's like 600,000 subscribers. Really informative, really helpful for homesteading stuff, how to have a garden, vegetable garden, and chickens and goats and, ducks, and how to market yourself in those ways if you're going to be doing those types of things. And so I'm just really excited to be able to kind of glean information from Jess over there, while also reading all of these phenomenal books about like raising pigs, raising sheep, like the backyard homestead. Here, I'll show you. This is the stack of books I have right now from the library. Well, The Fascinating Girl up top is mine, and so is the Let Me Be a Woman by Elizabeth Elliot. Those are both mine. But all the ones below there, the Backyard Homestead, the Dairy Goat Handbook, Chicken Days, Backyard Beekeeper, right? This month by month gardening in Michigan, that was actually more about flowers, which I was like, I'm looking more for like vegetable gardening, but also just, intriguing to look at for if I wanted to have a portable greenhouse, how would I do seed starters and all of those things, right? So I'm pretty new to it. My mom was pretty nature-based growing up. Like, we were over at her house the other day and she was making her own butter, and it's just like, you were pretty crunchy actually growing up. Now that I think about it, we had a lot of home-cooked meals and definitely raised that way. So it's in my blood and it's very natural to me. And so when I think about it, a lot of times I'm just like, oh, this is just a natural way of living. This is how everybody lives. Why wouldn't people read the ingredients on the list? Why wouldn't people try to avoid corn syrup? Why wouldn't people, XYZ, all these different things that are so natural to me because it's just how it was growing up versus, somebody who grew up on fast food and TV dinners and chicken nuggets every night and that type of stuff, So it's interesting, and I guess in all fairness, I can say my husband has learned a lot from me as well, because he was kind of raised that way, where it was very much more both of his parents worked and that type of stuff, whereas my mom stayed home. So, just kind of apples and oranges, or apples and fruit snacks, maybe. And as much as I love theology, and I'm still enrolled at Franciscan University for their catechism courses, I have not been studying it as much lately. My time, this season of life, just isn't the time for me to be able to sit down and, read saint quotes and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, reading scripture is still a priority, and I still do it as I can, and it looks more like Google searching certain verses or chapters or this or that, instead of sitting down and reading sequentially in any form. But it's still nice. And on Instagram, I feel like I'm really cultivating my page to have women of God speaking, and so I've been sharing a lot of different things about womanhood and being a woman of God and all of those different pieces. And so I'm just like really grateful to have that community as well, and have cultivated my following list to be that, so that I can kind of get that spiritual input that I know that I need. But I also feel like it's lacking a little bit with the twins and everything, not being able to like attend mass. Really, I mean, we went to Easter Mass, but that was our first Mass as a family of 6 since the twins had been born in January. So it's kind of just been very, very busy and very much like survival mode for the last several months. all that said, I've been spending quite a bit of time on TikTok. I upload over there still pretty regularly. And it's funny because I actually had left YouTube. So, right, if you remember, if you've been around for a while, I had been diagnosed with a brain tumor in March of 2021. Yes, March of 2021, because my second born was 6 months old. March of 2021, I was diagnosed with another brain tumor. And so for 6 months, we lived in this state of unknown. We didn't know if I was going to start having seizures unexpectedly. We didn't know how fast this tumor was growing. We didn't know anything about it. So 6 months later, I had another MRI where it showed that the tumor was fairly stable and I was going to be able to put brain surgery off for a few years. And I was so relieved that I was like, I need to stop. I don't want to study doctrine right now. I want to just go to a platform where I can just be myself. I can just, kind of act a little bit more like I do in my day-to-day life, have some fun, laugh, because we haven't been laughing at all these last 6 months. It's just been very heavy. And so I went to TikTok and for a while that was fun. And then, the Catholic stuff, there was all that drama when I was like, I need to delete my YouTube channel because apparently I've been being hateful. And that's something I'm really careful about because I know that I can come across as insensitive and very uncouth and too straightforward, too direct, and not caring enough. So I was like, they must be right. They must be serious. But the longer that I was exposed to that group of that way of thinking, the more and more I realized, oh my gosh, they've redefined this. Disagreement really does mean hate. They use these words so flippantly, they just, call anyone transphobic. They call anyone homophobic. They call anyone hateful. They call anyone who just disagrees with anything this terrible person. So it's oh, okay, no, this isn't me then. Okay. So I had to have that separation first. And then I realized, okay, no, there, and right. I did learn a lot, I had never heard of the term dead naming before. I had never heard of these different things, that I think are good to be mindful about. However, I have been spending so much time here recently trying to understand gender ideology, which does not make sense to me. I don't think it ever will because I don't think that it's ultimately rooted in logic. I think it is very much rooted in emotion, because the words just, they're conflating gender and biological sex and then saying, I don't even want to get into it. Anyway, so I've been really trying to pull this apart to logically understand it. And at the end of the day, it's been distracting me from God. I could have been spending that time reading this Wikipedia article. I could have been spending it reading the Bible. I could have been spending this time, people are well, you need to read this book by this trans person. You need to do this. You need to do this. You know what? You can read those books and I'll read my books. I'll read the stuff that edifies my faith and my belief. And let's come together and let's talk about it, and you can share the points that stood out to you in your books, and I'll share the points that stood out to me in my books, and then let's have a dialogue about it, because I'm not going to sit here and just study. Are you studying my stuff too? Are you picking up the Bible and reading it from a Catholic perspective and reading, picking up the catechism, and are you putting the same amount of effort toward understanding my point of view as I am toward yours? And so I really realized here recently, it's no, I'm called to study the Bible. I'm here to read scripture. I want to continue to grow my relationship with God, which I know brings me peace. I know brings me security. I know gives me my sense of identity through and through. And I want to help others be able to grow it with God. I want to help others be able to experience the life that He promises. And so that's ultimately what I want to do. And there's a part of me that feels that is in long form video here on YouTube. And I actually feel like I can be more myself here. I feel like I've been tiptoeing around people because I know that there are certain people watching that are just they're just scrutinizing me over every word I speak. I don't know why. I'm one person. I'm one Catholic in a sea of 1.3 billion Catholics. I'm one that believes doctrine. I'm one that stands by what the church teaches. I submit to the magisterium. So maybe I'm a rare breed. I don't think so, because I'm not traditional enough to be a trad, but I'm not modern enough to be a socialist Catholic, which is actually against doctrine. So, there's this whole balance of what's going on. I feel like I'm very much in the middle ground, and I just don't, anyway, so I feel like I just haven't even been able to be honest about how I process things or how I naturally speak or how I logically, come to these logical deductions of the information that I consume. And so I don't know, I guess I'm just done with trying to tiptoe, right? Like, I just want to be able to be myself. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I sought out on TikTok, was this ability to just be myself. And I'm like, well, maybe it is YouTube. Maybe that is like, this channel, my 400 plus videos that I have here. Like, maybe that, that has just been me being myself also, because that's been my thought process. Like, this whole channel has been my thought process through the last 8, 9, 10 years, however long it's been, 9 years now. And I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but I truly miss it. Like, I miss doing those studies, and I miss all those things. But ultimately, I do think that homesteading is a part of God's natural design for the world. And so anyway, I just want to be more intentional about what I'm recording, because with TikTok, it's really easy to just pick up my phone and just be like, oh, here's this random thought. And, I don't know who needs to hear this, but blah, 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 or whatever. And I'll probably continue making content over there. But I think, I really would like to come back to building this community in whatever capacity it looks. I think probably a little less formal because of my stage of life. Just kind of more, I don't know what it'll look like. If it will be vlogs about how things have progressed. I don't know if it'll be the homesteading stuff about growing the garden, but just maybe a little bit more of my life, like my actual day-to-day life, what I do to pray things and plant things and grow things and why I decide things and whatever we encounter, kind of, I don't know. Just kind of like a Catholic lifestyle, a Catholic Christian, right? Like, I'm kind of just brainstorming right now in my notes about what I want this to be, because I don't want it to be the authoritative approach. And I don't know that I want it to be my Catholic perspective anymore either. My handle is Allie Marie here. That's what I go by everywhere. That's what everybody knows me for. So I'm going to have to figure out what I want this channel to be called. And I need to figure out who my target audience is. Like, all that I know is that I want this to be a community where people feel welcomed, where they feel they can just like be themselves and encounter dialogue, whether that is affirming or disagreeing with whatever it is that I'm saying. Like, I am very open. I know several of you who have been here for so long love having the dialogues. Like, Peter, I know that you are always so active. Like, they're like, I feel like some of you that are here are just like literally my best friends. I feel like I know you. I know that if something happened to Alec or anything, like, I know that you guys would like have my back. And I'm so sorry that I haven't been here. I'm sorry that I just sort of disappeared. I'm sorry that that everything kind of played out the way that it has over the last year and a half. I feel like we've just been so distant, and I haven't made you a priority. And so I want you to know that you are on my mind, and I appreciate you so, so much. And I really want to get back to cultivating this community, because it was incredible what we had. It was incredible to be able to come on here and just talk about candidly what was going on, what my thoughts were, how it was playing out, and everything else. So I guess I just wanted to come on here and say that, and just say that I miss you, say that I miss this, and say that, like, I do want to do this again, and just maybe not in such a formal capacity, and like, but get back to the fundamentals of my life, the fundamentals of my faith, the fundamentals of my parenthood, the fundamentals of everything, and how everything has integrated itself together to give me the life that I experience, which is one of authentic joy, that is one of authentic peace, and it's just one of authenticity, right? Like, so that's where I am. I really, just wanted to get on tonight though and say hello. Let you know that we're doing well. 2 and 4-year-old are doing great. They love their baby siblings. Alec and I are finding our ground more than we probably have in our entire marriage, which is so weird, because it's like some days I'm just done and I'm like, I want a divorce. And then other days it's like, this is the best relationship we've ever So it's really a roller coaster, very, very extreme at times, but ultimately I know that, we're being, it's trial by fire, and we're being sharpened, we're sharpening each other, and I'm just really hopeful and grateful for the opportunity that we have right now to just continue to grow our family, which, like, I'm already just like, I want more babies, and I'm gonna need a transit van and all these things. So we'll see how it all plays out. But for now, we have the twins, and they're thriving and just doing well. And yeah, so I look forward to sharing more about life with you and growing again and growing together and challenging each other and all of those things, because I feel like through all the time that I've been here on YouTube, that I never felt like I wasn't challenged on the stuff that I was saying, like I feel like it was always an open dialogue, which I had always appreciated. So yeah, sorry for getting teary-eyed. I'm just, yeah, so God bless you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching today. And yeah, if you are new, I guess. Okay, so I've been talking to all the people that have been here forever, but if you are new, hi, I'm Allie Marie. But yeah, you can always expect me to show up in however I am. That's just who I am. Is I'm gonna be there in one way or another. And if I'm not, then yeah, well, if I am showing up, then I'm showing up how I am. So that's what you got today. But God bless you. And yeah, and I just look forward to talking to you again soon. So bye. I don't want to do my formal outro. I had this formal outro for so long, right? I hope that God grants you the resources that you need to draw closer to Him and in turn with those around you. And I hope you're able to make it a great day. We'll see you next time, right? I said that like every single time. It's like, I don't say the same crap to the people as they're leaving my door, as they leave. It's like, oh, bye, I love you. So there we go. Bye, I love you.